think we're getting ready to make a transition now to Dennis Liu Chung Weng, who comes from Sam Houston State University, and I guess our other sister city, which is not somewhere between here and Houston. So he's got a PowerPoint. Give him a second to get that up. But so far, we're looking pretty good on time. I think we're going to have enough time for a real discussion. And the round table is out there, you guys. So just get ready.
Okay. Well, lots of pressure because I have only 10 minutes, but I prepared for the whole speech. But anyway, I try to be disciplined. So, hello everyone, I'm Dennis Weng, Chung. I'm from St. Houston State University. I also graduated from UT Dallas. It's always good to back home. All the presenters are a good friend and mentor of mine, of me. So today I'm going to present some idea, some data you probably never seen before because this is brand new. So I feel like I have to do something special for my alma mater. So the topic is the dynamic of Taiwan's 2020 election, party politics and future. So I don't want to spend a lot of time to explain the background story because Professor Aiken has already briefly talked about what's going on in Taiwan. So instead of give you a lot of story, I just give you some figures. So this is my outline for today. As I mentioned, initially I like to talk about history, but then the focus will be on the 4 factors I believe that really matters in these elections. Also, I'm going to briefly talk about what's the impact. So this is what you know, right, from this morning, the presidential approval rating before elections since 2016 to 2020. What do you see? If you ask the audience, what do you see? Well, the President Tsai didn't do pretty well. If you look at, it's not fancy. There's no, okay. So the thing is, 2016 when President Tsai got elected, she was very popular, 50-something popularity. 51 to 54% Taiwanese people support Tsai Ing-wen when she got into office. And after a serious reform, if you like it or not, the pension reform, census marriage, a lot of controversial issues. Some people like it, some people don't. So the thing is, after several years in office, you can see in 2018, the midterm election, before 2018 midterm election, President Tsai got the lowest presidential approval rating in her term, which is 21%. So at the moment, a lot of people says DPP will suffer, but DPP member, of course, they believe they will still win. This turns out 2011 is a big victory for KMT, as we all know. But what happens after 2018, as you can see from the figure, you probably know President Tsai Ing-wen got his friends to help, right? Who's the friend? Not them, but a friend from across the Taiwan Strait. I use the term friend because it really helps. Winnie the Pooh, probably they don't like it, but I use it anyway. It's a free country, right? A friend is someone who help you up when you are down. That's exactly what happens in 2018 after the midterm election. What happens in 2019 when President Xi do this, the Taiwan One China statement really helped Tsai Ing-wen get back on track. Okay, so that's the background story. And with TEDS data, the National Tsinghua University conduct a series annual survey. As you can see from the figure, the trust toward China before President Xi made that announcement and the statement, a lot of Taiwanese people kind of leaning toward like, well, probably China is workable. Probably would like to talk to China. Probably would like to make friends with Chinese. And then after the 2019, especially in June, the statement, and also in January, the statement, in June, the Hong Kong protest, everything changed. The entire sentiment, attitude toward China changed dramatically, as you can see from here, 2016 to 2019. You can see the bar goes up, distrust China, after a serious China threat. So as you can see, President Xi's One China statement, it really turns out helped President Tsai. Now, I'd like to talk about the 4 factors I believe really matters, but it's probably inconvenient truth to a lot of people, especially KMT supporters. But I also like to take this opportunity for the KMT supporter to realize the fact and reality. Only if you realize the reality, you can come back. Okay. So here's the thing: the united DPP versus screw up KMT. Why? You probably learned from the news, right? the United KMT, as you can see from the pictures, it doesn't really matter if William Lai smiled sincerely or not. He smiled. He has to team up with President Tsai. And for KMT, it's just terrible. A lot of competition, a lot of, within party conflict. It's really, really hurt KMT. That's one of the major factors. You don't like to have a party who has a lot of within party faction competition. That's one of the reasons. It really matters. Why? Because if you look at, this is a new survey in January after the elections. We have a survey. I work with Professor Lu Hui-Chen at National Zhengzhi University. So this is a new survey. Look at this. This is Hanguo, sorry, it's in Chinese. Basically, who vote for Hanguo Yu and also KMT candidate and your party ID. Look at this. What you see? The KMT supporter don't even vote for Han Kuo-yu. That's very simple, right? If you are a strong deep blue supporter, yes, you will. Deep green, deep blue KMT supporter, you will vote for Han Kuo-yu for sure. But still, that's the percentage is 80-something%, not 100%. Even if you are a strong KMT supporter, I'm sorry, you're not. A lot of people, strong KMT supporter, they vote for KMT candidates in the other level elections, but they don't vote for Han Kuo-yu. There's a reason. I'm going to explain. And normal KMT supporters, take a look at this, 70-something, right? Majority vote for Han Kuo-yu, but not all of them. Look at this. Leaning toward KMT, they vote for Han Kuo-yu, 50-something%, not all, not pretty, right? You may think this is okay. Well, freedom country, Taiwan is a free democracy, so even if you are KMT supporter, you are freely to choose whatever you like, right? But in comparison to DPP, you see a big trouble. This is a big trouble, right? The KMT versus DPP supporter. Look at this. Strong DPP supporter, normal DPP supporter, leaning toward DPP, they all come back. Okay, they all come home. 90%, 95%, 99%, 100% leaning toward. Yes, it's probably some simple bias, probably some statistical error, but the fact is, highly likely, the DPP supporter or leaning toward DPP, they all back to Tsai Ing-wen. What's the problem? The candidate image matters. I'm a balanced politics, scholar, or my mentor right here, Dr. Ho and Dr. Clark teach me this. So candidate image matters. Look at this. What do you see? The KMT candidate Han Kuo-yu, he is very popular among a group of people, a small group of people. Look at this. 20-something%. They really love him. Okay, support him to death. But the point is, a lot of people dislike him. That's the inconvenient truth. Okay, it doesn't really matter if you like this outcome or not. Take a look at this. Face it, that's a fact. Han Kuo-yu is not really popular among a lot of people, general public. And what happens and why? Well, of course you can argue that there's a lot of fake news, a lot of criticism, negative image toward Han Kuo-yu. But the fact is, how are you going to get Han Kuo-yu back? Right? If you are a supporter of Han Kuo-yu, you have to think how to make it happen, how to make the KMT candidate back to normal, back to this level. 30%. If you like to get elected, you can have someone love you, but you can't have the majority of people dislike you. Okay, the candidate image really matters. On this figure, you can see the Ke Wen-je even got a better image. So another question. A lot of people talk about the sense of losing statehood. You probably learned the Mongol-gan, the Mongol sense of mango. Doesn't make sense. But Mongol-gan is really the key factor. A lot of people say it's about China threat, right? It's really the sense of losing statehood. And this really matters, especially for young generation. Young generation worry about losing the statehood. Well, don't get me wrong. The old generation also worry about our country. But the feeling is different. The sense of losing statehood is different interpretation. The young generation worry about losing the country. The older generation also worry about losing the country, but the older generation worry about losing Republic of China. So that's a big difference. Take a look at this. So we ask if you worry, whether you worry. Okay, can I get back? I'm too excited, right? So this is the first question we have. Do you worry? Do you worry if China PRC will use their military force to take over Taiwan? So that's in general public, general speaking, that's a sense of losing statehood, right? So we ask this question to general public. This is what happened 2 minutes ago. So a lot of people worry. If you look at the age difference, a different age group, young generation, as you can see, the young generation really worry about this, the sense of statehood. Okay, of course that's one of the key issues. A lot of younger generation worry, well, we're going to lose our country, we're going to lose our way of living. So that's one of the major factors. They like to vote for Tsai Ing-wen or DPP because DPP is selling this point successfully. They make a lot of people believe they will protect Taiwan democracy. That's the key. Okay. 亡国观 is important. So we try to ask another question. We worry we're going to lose the Republic of China if we declare independence. If you're familiar with Taiwanese politics, you know declaring independence also means losing Republic of China, also kind of a sense of losing statehood. This is what happened. Nobody cared. I shouldn't say nobody, but 30%. Compared to the general sense of losing statehood, it's like 50-60%. Especially among young generation, 70-something% worry about losing the country. But if we ask, if you worry, declare Taiwan independence will lose Republic of China, young generation don't care. That's a big difference. That's a big difference. If you really like to support Republic of China, you have to sell it differently. That's the inconvenient truth. Republic of China is important to a lot of people, right? Especially the deep blue supporter. But the thing is, you have to think smart. You have to rationally sell this point. How are you going to do this? Make it rational. You know, the party is important. You can't have a lot of people view KMT as a terrible party. You can't have a lot of people don't believe in the pan blue can unify. That's one thing. Another thing is leader image. Leader image it matters. The balance issues, sense of losing statehood. Okay, defending Taiwan democracy is a balance issue. In the past, the balance issue is keep the good relationship between cross-strait, okay, between two sides. That's a balance issue. Balance issue means there's no blue, no green. Everyone will support. You like to argue this. You like to have a standpoint on the balance issue. But now the balance issue switch, move to here, move to defending democracy. How are you going to make people believe you can defend democracy is the key? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you are deep blue or green. What really matters is if you can make people believe you are defending our way of living, democratic way of living. So if you are DPP or KMT supporter, that's something you need to do. Man, I have something. Thank you.
Thank you.